Hey guys, welcome back today for another Soul Work Sunday read. Today, this is going to be a reading about what we need to heal. And if you're new here, this is the Soul Room 111. My name is Trishelle. Welcome in. So let's see what wants to come out. So the first thing is the moon in reverse. Okay, so there's some kind of confusion or some kind of fear in a situation. What else wants to come out? The Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So some kind of confusion around impatience or around a situation that you've been waiting on. The Page of Cups. Okay, so maybe this is a message you've been waiting on. Maybe it's some kind of new beginning or some kind of inspiration. The High Priestess came out in reverse. So there's definitely something here that's confusing. Confusion has come out twice in this situation. So the Six of Swords is here. So this is something that you want to move on from or you have moved on from. This could be a card also talking about travel. The Hierophant popped out. So this is something about tradition. So this could be a commitment situation. This could be a tradition. This could be a job. This could be a mindset. The Hierophant is also about spirituality. So this could just be a traditional mindset that you're confused about or you've been waiting on, or let's see, what else is here? So the Ace of Swords wants to pop out in reverse. So that's also about confusion, some kind of indecision, or this could be dishonesty. But these three popped out together. So you have the Seven of Swords here in reverse, the Lovers, and the Three of Swords in reverse. So this is some kind of loss situation that is causing you confusion because either you're not learning from the mistakes, you're prolonging the suffering, you're in denial about it, or you're refusing to face the pain. However, the Lovers popped out, so this can be a love situation or this can be a choice that you're refusing to confront. But the Seven of Swords is here, and that talks about honesty. And it also talks about releasing the guilt or coming to terms with the consequences of your actions, so taking responsibility. So maybe you're taking responsibility for this choice. What else is here? So the Three of Wands came out in reverse, which is also talking about a failed partnership. So this can definitely be something that some kind of commitment you had in the past that you're wanting to move on from, but you're not facing the reality. You're not facing the reality of the situation. You're not facing the pain that happened with this situation so that you can move on. What else? Yeah, the Empress popped out in reverse. So this is definitely something that has left you stagnant. It's created blocks, or you've been neglecting yourself and just ignoring it. Okay. The Hanged Man wanted to come out. So this is telling you to surrender. Look at this from a new perspective. This card can also talk about sacrifices. So maybe you sacrificed a lot for this commitment. The World popped out in reverse. So this is some kind of unfinished business or a lack of closure. Maybe you're wanting closure in this situation so that you can move on. Maybe the closure that you're wanting is the apology, because the Page of Cups can talk about apologies. Yeah, the Ten of Cups is in reverse. So this is something that you thought would be a wish fulfillment, and it ended up not being. It ended up causing the Three of Swords. So now you're at a crossroads of moving forward and how to do that and heal at the same time. So what else do we need to know? Yeah, the Ten of Wands. this has been a massive amount of burdens, and it's also been a lot of hard work to move on from this situation. This has taken a lot of effort. The Star is in reverse. So this is something that's really gotten you discouraged. And the Four of Wands, yes, this is something that you thought was going to be a stable situation or a long-term situation, and it has ended up not being. I don't have anything out here about the legalities, but with the Empress out here in reverse, you know, this could be a divorce situation. The Empress can be seen as a wife figure, so this, you know, this can be talking about a divorce. Or this could also be talking about you're discouraged. You're discouraged that you're going to find your Four of Wands. You're discouraged that you're going to find your Ten of Cups, because the Star in reverse talks about being discouraged. So maybe you had this past situation, this Hierophant situation, and now you're discouraged about moving forward. Temperance popped out here in reverse, and the Page of Wands popped out in reverse. So this is definitely something that is imbalanced right now and blocked from moving forward. Hang on, let me pick up those cards. Okay, what else do we need to know about this situation? So yeah, the Nine of Wands wanted to come out. So this is definitely, you've had to have a lot of resilience in this situation, whatever this is. Whatever this has been has created a lot of burdens, and you've really come through it with resilience. This also talks about having courage. So having courage to move forward, even though things aren't in balance right now and things aren't moving forward how you want them to, you know. Yeah, so there's the Knight of Swords coming out after the Wounded Warrior, the Knight of Wands card. It's definitely either taken you a lot to move forward, to move on from this past situation, or you're having trouble moving forward. You're wanting to rush forward, because the Knight of Swords is somebody who rushes forward very quickly. It's also somebody that rushes forward with the truth. So maybe this is talking about you being honest with yourself. And the Strength card fell out on the floor and it's facing up. So that is telling me that this has definitely taken a lot of strength, either to move forward or to really be honest with yourself about what you're wanting. What else is here? On the floor is Judgment and the Page of Pentacles. So this is, maybe you're having a wake-up call. Like I said, maybe you're having a realization, or you have to be honest with yourself about what you're wanting. Judgment can be a wake-up call. So maybe you're having a wake-up call, or maybe someone since these reads are talking about what we need to heal within ourselves. This is truth within ourselves. Truth that we are needing to face. The Knight of Swords is out here, and the Ace of Swords is out here, and the Three of Swords is out here in reverse, which says refusing to face pain. So this is telling me that the swords out here is the truth that's coming through, and with Judgment, it's a truth that you're finally realizing. Maybe this with the Page of Pentacles, since it came out with that, is that you're learning, either you want to learn something new. maybe you want a different job, or you are wanting to do things differently. You're wanting a different kind of relationship, since we do have relationship out here. Commitments out here, the Four of Wands is out here. Those talk about stability. So maybe you're learning that you want something different when it comes to stability than what you've had in the past. Okay. So let's see what else wants to come out. Actually, I'm going to stop with the tarot for a second and pick up the oracle. What wants to come out? I don't normally use these for this read, but let's see what wants to come out. Yeah, so completely done. It came out in reverse, but I don't take oracles in reverse. So this card talks about ending cycles, lessons learned, coming full circle, which is exactly what we just talked about. Learning that this is either you want something different when it comes to some kind of job, you want something different when it comes to relationships. What else do we need to know? Coffee date came out. So maybe you have a new offer coming in, or maybe you're just starting to date again. And as you do that, you're starting to realize what it is that you're actually wanting from somebody. What else do we need to know? Yeah, so this card says moving. So maybe you're physically moving. The Four of Wands can talk about a house. So maybe you're physically moving houses. Or maybe this card also says environment change. So that could also do with a work situation. If you're wanting to move to a different work situation, that can definitely talk about that. This has fired up. So maybe this has caused some anger, realizing that you've accepted something that you haven't wanted for a long time. Maybe it's causing some anger within you, and Tether wanted to pop out. So this is talking about intuition and dreams and songs. Maybe you've been getting downloads about what's coming in next or what you're really truly wanting. Anything else? Dismiss wanted to pop out. So this card says leaving behind. So it's definitely, old patterns, old mindsets. It could be places, it could be people that you're leaving behind, moving somewhere new, moving on to something new, having a new mindset, learning something new. And mask, yeah. So maybe you've realized that you've been pretending that you're okay with these situations, whatever it is, whatever situation, you're realizing that you're not okay with it anymore. And this says forbidden, and then this says deja vu. So maybe something that you've realized you wanted to do is something that you wanted to do, like maybe when you were a little kid. Like maybe you wanted to be a teacher when you were a little kid, but you went to college for something else, things like that. And the forbidden card talks about giving in to temptations. So maybe that's what you've realized that you've been doing instead of waiting, especially if it has to do with a relationship. Instead of waiting for somebody that you really want, it's just, oh, okay, this person's here for right now, so I'll go for that. And yeah, and blind wanted to come out. So this is being blinded to the truth, wanting to search for answers, which is definitely goes along with the Page of Pentacles energy. So I want to pull from my soul deck. What do we need to know with this reading? They'll help us heal. So this says soul tribe. So maybe you're realizing that you're not actually surrounded by the kinds of people that you want to be surrounded by. And this says rebalance. And at the bottom it says adjust before burnout. Maybe that's what you're realizing, that the situation and the environments that you're in are just not aligning with you anymore. And they're just causing more stress. We did get the 10 of Wands out here, so that's causing a lot of burdens. It's also a card that talks about a lot of effort, a lot of hard work. So if this has to do with a job situation, maybe you're putting in a lot of effort and a lot of hard work. The 7 of Pentacles is out here in reverse. So maybe you're waiting for some kind of reward from your job and it's not happening, and it's causing the burdens. You know, you've really been putting in the hard work, but it's just not happening. What else? This card says heart expansion. Open yourself up to love again. So you could definitely be dealing with a romantic situation that's definitely out here on the board. And like I said, you know, maybe this past situation with the Hierophant here was a breakup or a divorce, and this Page of Pentacles and this Page of Wands is a new opportunity coming in for you. So that could definitely be. Let me get some more oracle here. What do we need to know? So those all fell, but this says my light attracts my light, right? Or I'm sorry, attracts light. My light attracts light, which is exactly what we're talking about with the Soul Tribe card, right? This is you calling in your soul tribe. So I want to come over here and pull some more tarot. What else? So the Fool is in reverse here. So maybe you're realizing that you haven't taken a new opportunity in the past. Maybe you're waking up to the reason why you haven't done that in the past. And the Star is here in reverse. And that's the second time the Star came out in reverse. So whatever this situation is, it's really leaving you feeling discouraged. And maybe that's because this came out after Judgment. So this is what you're realizing. Yeah, Strength is in reverse. So maybe in the past you've had self-doubt around starting something new. Or maybe in the past you didn't think you had the strength to start this new project, this new endeavor, whatever it is that you have always dreamt about. Yeah, the King of Cups wanted to pop out. So this is definitely something that, if this is a person, this is somebody who has romantic feelings for you, or you have romantic feelings for them. But if this is a job situation, this is just something that you put your heart into. This is some kind of job that you can utilize your heart, whereas maybe you're not doing that right now. The Nine of Pentacles is in reverse and the Two of Wands here. So I'm guessing that this is the fear right here of, you know, starting something new, moving on, that it will take away your stability. It'll take away your independence. If this is a love situation, maybe you're worried about having your independence